Hi everybody, welcome back. I am back. We are on, I forgot what day it was, but we are on blushing. We've got blushing, we got flesh layer, we got the flesh layer, and we have tips to do. That's it, and we're done. It's just putting it together and, get out my, okay, so let's do this. This isn't gonna take long. We're gonna mix, get your half a tablespoon of distilled water if you're using air dry. I don't know what you do for heat set, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I have no clue, I apologize. But we need 1 drop of the emulsion. I need to get more. I still have like 4 kits to do. And we are going to do blushing. So that involves the red color. Now you can do any color red that you want for blushing. You can use pink, you can use reds, you can do maroon. It is up to you what you use. I am using this color because once I mix it in this water, it's going to make it look like this is like Christmas red, like my shirt. And once I put this in here, it's going to look like a dull red, not a bright red. And that's fine for me. Now, the blues and the reds stick to the vinyl very, very well. So you're going to be quick with this. We're going to keep our thing there. Grab one of your sponges, or you could use a brush, it doesn't matter. Whichever you want to do. I use a sponge. This is going to be too watery for me, so I'm going to add a little more paint because I don't feel like doing 10 layers of red. And that's what you'd end up doing. The more watery it is, the more layers you have to add, which is safe for you if you're new, which is safer. And then I did do that, and it seemed like I was painting a doll forever because I had to keep doing layers because it was so thin and things weren't showing up, and I was getting frustrated. And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make it a little bit darker and see if I'm happy with that. And go from there. And that's what I do. I know what I like now. So, and this is pretty much, and I'm doing it up here now, so I was doing it so you're looking this way, and I'm gonna do it this way for the end. See if let's see. Can you see? It's kind of a little bit thicker, you know. It's a little bit thicker, but this is the color. It's not as bright as it's more dull. Okay, this I really should have gloves on, guys. I am so sorry, I'm a bad teacher. I am going to put some on for the red, though, because it'll stick to my fingernails. And I don't want it to stick to my fingernails. So I just bought a box of gloves. Make sure they're latex free. Is it latex free? Make sure they don't have any oils or nothing. These are, what ones did I get? Latex free. And they don't have any oils or anything on them. So, because this hand is the one I use the sponge with, this is the one I'm going to make sure you have your water. I don't know what that mark is. He's got a mark on his head already. It's like, how did that happen? Let's see if I can scrape it off. Yes, it's just a watermark. And he is so cute. See, here's his face. You remember him in the beginning? His color is almost like mine. So cute. So this color I'm going to add blushing. So let me tell you what we're gonna be doing. we are going to, well, it's supposed to be like, see, she was using a different kind of paint. So it's like 3 drops of red and, or equals to 1/2 of the brush. I did a whole brush, but you can do a half a brush. And she added a little bit of blue to it. I'm not doing that. I'm just going to use the red. You can add blue if you want. If you do, it's the very, very tip of your brush. I mean, very tip, so it's not hardly any. And then it has to be translucent. You add your water, you know, you 1/2 teaspoon of water. And then you can use a blending brush, any kind of brush, whatever, to tap it. I don't use that. I use a sponge. And you're going to pounce it. So it's going to go on the palm of the hand, the knuckles, the cheeks, the sole of the feet. So on the feet, let me show you the feet. The cheeks and stuff are easy to show you, but on the foot, you're going to do red here, all the way around to the heel. All the way down. You know, when you would stamp your hand and it would make the foot mark, that's kind of what it is. It's across here and down here and to the heel. I like my baby's feet to be a little red. It's your preference on what you like, on how you like it. So I will show you mine when we do that. Tips of the toes, around the arch. You don't want to do inside the arch. You don't want to do in here. You want to leave that bluish color or light colored. Tips of the toes, the ankles, the elbows, the knees, a little bit on the forehead, like across. You know, you could do like a bird, go like that on the forehead, and the chin. I put some on the nose too. I don't think I said the nose. No, I always put some on the nose. Okay, so let's do this part. I hope you're enjoying everything so far. So on the cheek, you're just gonna do like a swipe, like that. Let it set for a minute. Don't let it run, but don't let it sit too long either, and you're gonna pounce it away. Don't wipe, just pounce. And your sponge will end up getting a lot on there, and you can go back over it too. Like, it doesn't even look like I did anything. So, which ticks me off. That's what ticks me off. Like, I wanted to have a little bit of color, you know. And if I leave it on, then I get stupid marks. And so I'm going to end up doing quite a few layers, probably 2 or 3 layers, because I don't want it to. And then the forehead, you go like that, just like an eagle. Like an eagle. Let me get this out. Okay, I don't want it to spread. And you're just going to pounce, you know, pounce it in. I can see the forehead one. I don't know if you can. You can see the forehead. Can you see the forehead? No. I don't know if you can see it real well with this lighting. I may have to put it back down here. And then my sponge has red on it. So I'm going to do a little bit on the nose. I mean, I'm not going to, you just do a little bit. Little bit. Okay, and I will, and you can do the tips of the ears if you want, just where you want it to be a little more red, you know, it's up to you. If you're doing a portrait baby, you look at the baby's picture and try to get it as close as you can. I only did myself as a portrait baby and Ariel. I don't think I could ever do it for somebody else because I'd be afraid I'd mess the kit up. And then then you would have to pay them the kit price, you know. And if it's a kit that you can't get anymore or something, you know, that's why I don't do customs. If you like my babies and you like my paint, I've got them for sale on eBay. Go check them out. Now, I don't know if you can tell. This side is darker than this side. I don't know if you can tell because it's red. It's redder. And like I said, I'm going to be doing this probably 2 or 3 times. I will move on and do, and that's when I get frustrated, and I will mix a little bit more paint in it because it's too translucent for me. It ticks me off. And I want it to be red. So the red on the sponge, I will go over the lips because I don't want them to be really red because I gloss them. And so the red that's on there will show up. So here's the, there it is. I probably should put you back down here because it's, the color is more true down here. We're going to do the chin a little bit. We'll add just a little bit. It's going on here like a pinky, a dark pinky color, almost red, but like a pinky color. And I'll go back over it and decide. I mean, it's okay, but I think I want him to have more color in his cheeks, you know? So we'll do the elbow. And like I said, because it's so translucent, it doesn't. And then you have those, see those puddles? And if you don't get it off, it stays on there and it looks awful. So I just try to, I end up doing, you know, it's gonna have a hint of red, and I'll go back through and do it again. So, and then the palms of the hands, this is kind of, and you're gonna paint red on, and because there's a fist, I'll put it on the side right there, and this I will leave on a little bit. And you want to do the top of the thumb because that's the one that's sticking out. You want to go through and hit the knuckles. And just while we're waiting for the paint to set, we'll go through and do that, and then we will pounce it off. Just like the other times, you know, that we do this. Make sure you get it out of the crevices because you don't want it in there. You know, and I'm going to have to use the brush because that brush is too big, or the sponge is too big. And we will do the tops. See, it, to me that didn't, that's not red to me. So we'll do it again. Which is fine, you know, because I didn't do it real dark. I didn't do the paint real dark. Not dark, but thick. So it's not so watery. I'm just gonna leave it there for a minute. I'll do the knuckles first, because I really don't care if they're tips of that. And then we'll just soak up. Go in and soak it up. A little bit. I'll soak it up. I may end up having to do it a couple of times, and I might end up going and adding more paint to it. Who knows if I'm not happy with it. I mean, I don't want it to be like in your face red, but I want to be able to tell. I mean, you can tell, but it's not like I want it. So we'll just, you'll do it, you know, you're better off to do it a lot of times than one time and really screw it up. I learned the hard way with that one too. So I just kind of leave it on there a little bit. We're talking, and we, just go in and dab it so it doesn't run everywhere. But I don't want it to have streaks either. Like you'll be able to tell, from the paint where it went, you know what I mean? It'll leave a line, and we want it to blend nicely. So, and it's starting to. I think I'll be okay with it this time. I'll bring up the other one so you can see what it looks like with one done and one not done. And this isn't too bad, I guess, because I can see it now. When I can start to see it, then I'm happy. Okay. Yeah, you can see it. Okay. This is the one I didn't do, and this is the one I did. So you can see that it's not much, but you can tell that there's a different color. This is the one we didn't do yet, and this one we did. So you can tell that there's red. You can tell that there's red. So that's what you want. Like I said, you can do 5 or 6 layers, especially watercolor. I call it watercolor, acrylics. You're gonna do several layers, and where this already has paint on it, you can just go and tap it, and it'll put the paint on there, even though it's not wet. I mean, it's wet, but it's not like wet, and sometimes I like that better because it blends in a way better. See, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy. Okay. We are good with this one, I think. Yeah. It's got color. All right. Let's do his elbow again. Did we do his elbow yet? We'll do his elbow. Same thing. Keep tapping. Just so it has some red color to it, some pinky color, and I can see it now. I'm happy with it, and I'm still not quite happy with the wrist, but it's okay. It'll look good. Okay, so that one's done. We did there we go. I just gotta move it. So there's this one. This is the one that's not done. See the pink? See, you can see that it's more pink, right? And here's this side. Here's this side. See, you can tell it's more pink. See? You don't want it to be in your face, but in person, it looks good. It's not like way red, but it's got color, So now we'll do this one. And you do the same thing. When I get to the foot, why don't I show you the foot first? Then I'll go back and do these other ones. Okay, so the foot, kind of go like this, go like this, go like this, and the tops of the toes. And I'll come in and show you in just a second. The ankle, and then the tops of the toes. And there's really not, if you can't see a defined knuckles on the feet, you just dab it. And this is what I'm talking about. Here, all the way around, ankle. Okay? You don't want to leave that on too long. So, I'll take that, dab that off. Okay. Now the feet, I do like them be more red, but I'm not going to be too stingy about it because you can't tell right now. I want you to be able to see around that foot that there's red there. So this is going to be a minute, and I will keep adding this on. Like, you don't want to do the arch in the middle. You don't want to do the middle. And I'm going to keep doing this for a little bit. Ankle, and like I said, you want it to blend. You don't want to see a defined line from where it's the bottom of the foot to the top of the foot, but you want to see it red. And I usually make that boo-boo a lot where you can see it, so I have to go back in with some water and kind of blend it. But I'm going to try real hard this time just to keep on tapping the color. And I will show you here, just a second. I don't know if you'll be able to tell. So you can see that it's a little red compared to the other one. Let's see. See, you can see that this one isn't and this one is, but I want to be able to see it more so. So I will take this paint that's on the sponge and keep sponging, and on the tops of the toes, keep sponging. Just don't do the arch, keep sponging. And I'll let that dry for a second. Let it dry for a minute, and then I'll go do it again. And I'll do the other hand, the other palm, and maybe go back and do the cheeks one more time. So after I'm done with the limbs, I will be back to show you how it looks. Okay? Okay, I'll be right back. Excuse me. Okay. I finished. We got a little bit of red. Let's get the light. A little bit of red on there. On the hand. On the wrist, you can see the difference. Right there, you can see the difference from here to here too. From where it looked like. It's just not, it's not this red, but it's pinky. You know, and that's what I want. I don't want it to be like in your face kind of thing. Just a little bit. You can tell that there's some pink to it. It's a little red hue. Now if I was doing like a preemie, I would make sure that it was like a red purple color. But I went back and did see, now you can tell that the cheeks are red, the nose right here is, and you can tell from here to here what color it was, what color it is, with the mottling, all that is way cute. I still haven't decided about hair yet. I think I'm gonna just do a little bit of the blonde on top like I did Wyatt. That's what I'm thinking. This kit looks like a boy to me. I don't know. A lot of people do it as a girl, but there's the bottom of the foot. See, you can tell. See, you can tell. See how you can tell it's red right here down. Right there, see? And you can tell, that's perfect. See how the middle is white? And it's just red around. And the toes are red. So it's a pinky color. That came out really good. Same with this one. It's the same. See if I can get it to look like, see, you can see the ankle's red, the knee, the top. It's really cute. Now you're going to put a flesh layer on, and I'm going to do that, but I'm not going to show you whatever. And then I am going to go back in the nails. I am going to take the toothpick, and I don't know if I can do it with this flesh color. I don't know. You want to do like a little moon, and I think that this flesh color is going to be too light. Actually, because the fingernails are kind of big, but not really. And I just usually do a little bit of white on the very tips. And I'm going to use the toothpick to do that. And I was going to try to do a moon, but if you look at it, it looks like it's already kind of like that. So I'm just going to do my little bit of, I use oyster white. And it's not really a white, it's kind of like an off-white. And I will do that. And then it's just sealing it. And like I said, I probably won't use all of this flesh color. So I will take another one, another bowl, and I'll just cover the bottom of this with my varnish. I'll just put that much on the bottom, and I will dump whatever I have left in here in that, and I'll pounce all over it again. And I'll let that dry overnight. And then I will come back and gloss the fingernails, the lips. I usually put a little bit in between here. I put a little bit on each nostril. That's about it, just in the eye. I'll put some inside the mouth so it looks like it's wet. And yeah, and that all will be done other than putting some hair on him and putting him together, and I'll do a video about putting him together and everything. So now you're just going to take your flesh, mix up your flesh like you would anything else, and I've got mine kind of thick a little bit. Not, you see, you can see it's not really see-through, but it is. I'm going to add that, and then I am going to varnish it. Actually, I'm going to do the nails. I'll put the whites on the nails. Then I'm going to varnish it, let it set overnight. And I'm going to come down here tomorrow and gloss and put them together. So I'll do the video tomorrow. I'll do is I will do putting them together. So, alrighty, that's it for today. Just finish doing the flesh layer, and then whatever you got left of the flesh, I mix a little bit in with the varnish, and then put it all together. And this is what I use. If I didn't have this, I use the glass and tile medium, which I do have, so when I run out of this, I can use it. So that's my goal today, is to flesh, do the nail tips, won't take but 5 seconds, and then add the varnish and just do all the varnish, and I'm done. Probably within the hour it'll be done. It'll set overnight. You let it dry. It needs to dry for a couple of hours, 1 to 2 hours, but I'm just gonna come down here tomorrow. I'm gonna go up and spend the night with my hubby, and yeah, and we'll go from there. So you'll see me tomorrow after it's all varnished and everything. So I'm not going to show you how to mix the varnish, because like I said, I just put in here, right? I start out small, and then if I need more, I can do more. I don't want to waste it. And then I just add what I have left of the flesh and put it in there. If I don't have any left after putting it on, then I will mix up more flesh and put it in here. I won't mix it inside here. I add it to it. So there we go. So just use your sponges, use your sponges. I got this one, and I got this one left. I don't know if I'll have to use another one. I think I might have another one on here. I do. I have another one right here I can use. And then when you put the varnish on, you are going to do the same thing, because I like the little bit of texture. And I will I'll take 2 of these, split them apart, and use the varnish. I'll do one for each limb and the head. So that's what you do. So, alrighty, I will see you tomorrow, and I'll show you how he came out. Alrighty, we'll see you then. Thanks, guys. Bye.